My name is Gloria Saeed. I want to thank all of you for coming out to celebrate with us today for our ribbon cutting ceremony for the completion of 6 houses here in the Lyon Street community. And we are very excited about what has occurred here. Most of you were here a year ago when we had the groundbreaking ceremony. And so now you can see the results of that. And at this time, I'm going to go over the program. We have a few speakers that will come before you and make some remarks. We'll have our welcome by Mr. Nate Barber. He's the chair for the Columbia Housing Development Corporation. And after that, we will hear from our illustrious mayor, Steve Benjamin, followed by Larry Neitner. He's with the Department of Housing and Urban Development. He's the field director here in Columbia. After Mr. Neitner, we will hear from Deborah Livingston, who's the Community Development Director for the City of Columbia. And lastly, we'll hear from Marvin Heller. He's the president of the Lyon Street Neighborhood Association. And so after all those speakers have made their remarks, I'll come back with you just to tell you a little bit more about our houses. Thank you.
Thanks for coming out today. My name is Nate Barber. I'm the chair of the Columbia Housing Development Board. And I wanted to welcome you to the grand opening for these new homes here in the Lyon Street area. These homes were built by Columbia Housing Development Corporation, and today we're here to officially introduce them to the community. Other than Mayor Benjamin, I wanted to welcome our other elected officials. Am I missing anyone other than the mayor? Well, welcome, Mayor. We got one more. Thank you. All right, one of my frat brothers there. Also like to recognize my fellow board members for Columbia Housing Development. I think we have 3 board members here with me this morning. To wave your hands. Oh, 4. There we go. Yeah, that's Henry over there. I didn't see her come in. Okay, Columbia Housing Development Corporation. Oh, finally, any members from the advisory committee? I know Marvin Heller is here. Any others? Wanted to welcome them also. Thanks everyone for coming out. The Columbia Housing Development is in the business of creating new housing and preserving existing housing in city neighborhoods. Some of these neighborhoods have experienced very little growth over the last few years, but we're glad to play a small role in trying to change that here in the Lyon Street community. It is our hope that the homes built by CHDC will help to jumpstart additional housing development in the region. We know that providing quality housing helps to attract and maintain residents, young and old. Will help strengthen neighborhoods and promote community pride. And Columbia Housing Development Corporation is proud to play a role in the revitalization of this arena. And thanks again for everyone coming out this morning.
So excited to be here again this morning with the Columbia Housing Development Corporation. Every time I come over here, I come away with something a little bit extra. This morning I came away with an invitation to come have coffee with Ms. Early, so I'm going to have to come and do that very soon. I think anyone who's ever bought a home will tell you that, with the exception of maybe having a child or getting married, that very few things compare to the feeling when you get to being a homeowner for the very first time. You walk up to the house with that key in your hand, you turn the lock, you open the door. It's like you open the door to a whole new world. You stand a little bit taller, you lift your head a little bit higher, and there's something I think that makes you feel just that bit more American when you become that homeowner. It's a sense of pride and accomplishment that floods your heart, and that's why we're here today. When you get past all the politics and the budget debates and the statistics, it's really about our job to create opportunity, and nothing says opportunity more than owning a home. And that's why we're so proud to work with all of our partners, our wonderful neighborhood partners here, Mr. Heller and the team, our officials on county council, all of my colleagues from city council, school district, Commissioner Aaron Bishop here, and others. Our law enforcement, our police chief and our deputy chief here, working together with this wonderful development corporation to make this day possible, because when you see projects like this, you're not just talking about four walls and a roof. When you're talking about a home, you're talking about Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas morning. You see children doing their homework at a kitchen table and playing in the yard. You see birthdays, anniversaries, and all the milestones that make our lives shared and cherished by our friends and family. Each of these homes is a dream come true for a hardworking family and hardworking individuals. We're made stronger as a city because of it. Great neighborhoods are made by great homes, and great cities are made by great neighborhoods. And we're so excited to once again be in this fantastic neighborhood, cutting the ribbon one more time, Gloria. Thank you all, Deborah, for your hard work on this. Thank you.
Well, first of all, let me say good morning to each of you, and I thank Ms. Saeed and others for inviting us to come out and make some comments with regards to the development that's taking place continuously here in the Lyon Street community. I want to first of all say, and the mayor didn't pay me to say this at all, I was extremely proud yesterday when I saw former Mayor Coble and Mayor Benjamin speaking on TV about how Columbia is flourishing, how we are growing, how we are providing quality housing, whether it's for families or for students and others across the city. So, Mr. Mayor, to you and to the council and to our other partners, I say thank you for all that you are doing as we work together collectively as partners to improve housing in the city of Columbia. I want to say to Ms. Saeed and to Ms. Livingston and others, calling names is really dangerous because you leave so many people out. But I want to say to them especially, because I know of the great work that they do every day with their staffs to try to utilize the funding that is provided back to the community to provide affordable housing and to revitalize communities in our city. And then to the neighboring residents and others for your cooperation and your acceptance of the revitalization that's taking place in Lyon Street and other communities across our city. One of the joys that we get out of being public employees and giving back from the federal government, specifically HUD, is to return your taxes back to you in the community. Some $738,000 plus is a part of this development here today of taxes that you have paid that have been brought back to Columbia, South Carolina. And we're doing this not only in our capital city, but in cities across our state as far as delivering funding back through the many programs that we have at HUD. There is no question that the city of Columbia, under the leadership of our mayor and council and others, they take the money, they utilize it, they parlay it into more money in order to be able to, both private as well as public, to provide housing. And that is what we are looking for as we bring those tax dollars back, that we multiply them to help more families. Ms. Saeed asked me when I walked in, I was trying to get in one of the homes, and one of the individuals that was there said to me, Mr. Knighton, you can't come in yet. I said, I can't come in yet? She says, no, we're not ready for you to come in. We are not quite finished. So Ms. Saeed asked me coming down the street why I was trying to get in the house. Well, this is my answer to her. I was looking for a key because I wanted to decide which of them I could move in. That's because of the quality of housing that you see developed here today. And the landscaping is absolutely beautiful. There's no question in my mind that the families that moved in will be well served with decent, safe, sanitary, and affordable housing here in the Lyon Street community. thank you very much for all that you do every day to make the lives of our people better.
Good morning. What are all y'all doing standing over there? You should be over here sitting down, having fun. Mayor, members of council, if there aren't any, I'm sorry, the directors of the Columbia Housing Development Corporation, and of course the Lyon Street Community neighbors, the residents, I bring you greetings on behalf of community development. We have several of our staff here, and I would like for them to stand up so you know who helps participate day to day in all the activities that are done for the City of Columbia through the Community Development Department. Would you all please stand? And if you're standing back behind, if you would raise your hands, please, so that people can see you. We would all give them a great big hand. They do a great job. On May 7th, we had an official celebration. We were celebrating 40 years of community development in the City of Columbia, where we were building communities and transforming lives. I just want to give you a few quick statistics of what we've done in this Lyon Street community over the last 11 years. Over the past 11 years, we have spent $3.37 million in this neighborhood. We've either, through the Columbia Housing Development Corporation, who's purchased property and removed substandard housing. We've done weatherization. We've revitalized renovated homes. We've repaved streets, and we've done a lot of park improvements. Of course, we have these six new homes, and we have 5 additional homes that were built in the community. I know this may not seem like a whole lot, but if you take into consideration that in CDBG funding, during those 11 years, we only received $12 million. So that means that 20% of the funds that we were allocated have gone towards improving this community. In home funding, we utilized 12%. Because we had an allocation of $8.4 million. But we now have 8 targeted communities, so that means that we will have to utilize our money in 3 additional communities that were not previously targeted. But Mr. Heller, we have been dedicated to you for the last 11 years. I don't know how many of you realize, but the home funding from the federal government is slated to be cut by $834 million, which means that the allocations that states will receive, or the PJs, participating jurisdictions, is only $66 million. So if you think about all the states and all the municipalities and the counties in the United States of America, $66 million will not go very far. So the mayor and several people in the city have sent letters, and I know Mr. Neitner, you support the full funding of home dollars, but as they are slated right now, they are due to be cut substantially. And what that means to Columbia is huge. It means that we will not be able to do nearly as many development projects, but that means we'll have to find innovative and new ways of funding. So we'll have to make different partners that may not be here in Columbia, but we are seeking out other people across the country to help us bring dollars to Columbia. So I do want you to know that is a commitment from the Community Development Department. It is in our consolidated plan, Mr. Neitner, for us to do that, and that is very important to us, but that's a huge cut. So call your congressman. Do not allow that to happen. Gloria, do you want me to steal the thunder, or do you want to talk about the people who've already applied to actually move in these homes? Or I'll let Gloria talk about that. But I do want you to know that people are interested, and we do have people through our loan department that are looking to purchase these houses, which is real important, and we're excited about that. Through the city's program, if you want to know how it works, we will actually do, for people under 80% of the area median income, we will do 100% financing. All they have to do is put $500 down, and we will finance the rest at 3% for 30 years. That's huge. That means that somebody's payment would be less than $490 per month, taxes and insurance. People over 80% can also move in. We have banks, partner banks, that will assist us and help with us to give those people qualified. And it's a little bit different, but it's still not much more that people would be paying. So whether you're over 80 or under 80, you can purchase one of these homes. In conclusion, I just want to say that we are always proud to participate in a project that the Columbia Housing Development Corporation does. It's always done with quality. It far exceeds the expectations of HUD with its green contributions. You guys do a fabulous job. I cannot wait to see the insides. I have not even seen the insides of the homes, so I'm excited about that. But thank you very much for utilizing the dollars and for doing a quality product. That is very important to the community and community development. So thank you very much, Ms. Saeed. And that is it.
Good morning. My name is Marvin Heller. I'm a lifelong resident of the Lyon Street Community. Proud to be so. And first of all, I'd like to welcome everybody to Lyon Street Community and thank you for coming. And Ms. Saeed told me, Mr. Heller, you got 45 seconds to stutter and stammer. So she didn't, but that probably would have been a good guideline. But we're going to need a little bit more time because we got some folks to thank. And first of all, we want to thank Ms. Saeed, her staff, the board, Mr. Barber, the board of Columbia Housing Development Corporation. We got to thank Mayor Benjamin because a couple years ago, we were always talking to him and starting every conversation with, we want to be part of that one Columbia. Well, since that time, we've seen a number of improvements to our community, and of course, we're pushing and expect more. Again, though, we think that this project has been a wonderful addition to our community. We also feel that it's important on a number of levels. First of all, in that this project, 6 new homes, gives the opportunity to attract some new residents to our community because a number of years ago, we lost a number of residents in our community. We're so glad that the city, Columbia Housing Development Corporation, has deemed it important that we get this type of project. We also want to be clear, I hope none of my neighbors are here, we want to be clear that we expect more. We especially love to see some market rate housing. And of course, Mayor, you know you'll be hearing from us with that regard, in that regard, as well as everybody who's running for District 2. But again, you know, it's just important to us that we do have the option of bringing in some more people. And we've got to say thanks for that. So again, I'd like to thank everybody else who came out to the Lyon Street community.
Just to tell you a few things about our houses, but before I do that, let me take a moment just to recognize some of our sister corporation board members that are here. Any board members from TN Development Corporations, if you're here, please raise your hands so that you can be recognized. Thank you so much. We do a lot to try to collaborate between the two corporations so that each corporation will know what the other is doing as it relates to neighborhood revitalization, and we try to combine those efforts in terms of redevelopment wherever we can so that we can make a larger impact in the areas that we're serving. Having said that, most of you have these flyers, and on the back it sort of talks about some of the features, and I personally think that the houses are very well appointed. I know you all can't wait to get inside to see. But they come with smooth ceilings. We have crown molding in the great room and the master bedroom. There's a laundry room, and in this particular design house, we actually have a laundry sink. So, you know, for the ladies, that might be a real big deal. I love having that so you can clean some really messy, dirty things when you need to. We have brushed nickel fixtures, finishes throughout. But more importantly, one thing that we did with the houses that we built here in the Lyon Street community is that we made sure that they were energy certified. Now, in the past, when we've done our development, we made sure that we always included energy certified type items like appliances and windows and things of that nature. But with these particular houses, they've actually been tested and they actually come with a certification. And so what that means for the homeowner is that they should be able to enjoy a much lower utility cost as it relates to their electricity and their water bills and things of that nature. And so we're real excited about this. We hope that we can continue to do this in other areas as we move on. Houses also come with the architectural shingles, a privacy fenced backyard, and that was something that we heard from people a lot in the past when we built houses, whether or not they could get a privacy fenced backyard, so we made sure that we provided that. The front yards are irrigated, and they also come with all appliances, stainless steel appliances, with the exception to the washer and dryer, but they are Energy Star certified. So, having said that, I want to take just a second to recognize, and we won't ask him to come up and speak because we know we're pressed for time, but I want to recognize Mr. Lemon, who's on the front row here with the Korea veteran hat on. Mr. Lemon is the individual that is purchasing this house. And so he's very excited about joining the neighborhood, the Lyon Street Community neighborhood. We're very excited about it. And from my conversation with Deborah, she said she didn't want to steal my thunder, but there is another individual that's very much interested in the Blue House. So we're hoping that we're going to have that tied down within a week or so as well. So our first two houses, are pretty much sold. These are quality houses, a quality product that affords an individual a payment so they're not strapped to their house. They can still make their payment and go out and have dinner, located downtown. Or they can, go out Forest Drive and do some shopping. You're centrally located in the downtown area, you're close to 5 Points, and yes, there are a lot of positive things that are going on in Columbia right now. And there's a lot of market rate houses, and that's a good thing, but we can't forget the fact that there are a lot of people out here who earn salaries between $28,000 to $35,000 a year that deserve a home, and the way that we can do that for them is to provide affordable housing. And so we're very proud of what we do. We want to continue to do that. Thank you, Mr. Lemon. Miss Early, this lady right here sitting across from you, she lives right here. And Miss Early, I understand that Mr. Lemon loves to do yard work. So you may have a little competition, Ms. Early. Okay. A little friendly competition is a good thing. So having said that, I want to also mention that tomorrow we're having a employee open house at both the houses between 10 and 2. And so we want to make sure that the city employees who would like to see our product, who are interested in buying homes, who want to take advantage of the excellent financing available through the Community Development Department, come out and see what we have. We could talk about negative things wherever we go. There are negative things out in Northeast, Ms. Martin. There's negative things out in St. Andrews. There are negative things everywhere. But I'd like us to focus on the positive and think of the difference that you can make if you're coming in as a homeowner, what you're going to bring as a positive attribute to maintain this neighborhood and continue to uplift the neighborhood, okay? Having said that, the city manager is not here, but Mayor Benjamin is here. I just want to say that we had a lot of help throughout this process, in particular from the City of Columbia employees. We've had, of course, the Community Development Department by way of HUD, who actually provided the funding for us to do the houses and who work with us providing technical assistance as needed to make sure that we meet all the regulations and the guidelines that we're required to provide as far as HUD is concerned. I want to thank Development Services, the Police Department, Code Enforcement, Mr. David Hatcher, if you would raise your hand, you have done a phenomenal job. Mr. John Hook, who's with Public Works, who helped us, do a lot of things to make sure that we had things ready for you this morning. Parks and Rec is always helpful. The Public Relations Department. I'm just so proud of you, and I'm just elated to work with you all as fellow employees to make sure that we can do the work that we're asked to do here in the community and around the city of Columbia. Others I'd like to recognize, first of all, is our contractor, Mr. Kevin Giles. Would you please raise your hand? This young man has done a phenomenal job for us. We've been at this for a minute, and Kevin, I'm sure he will attest that we had to kind of go to blows a couple of times, but at the end of the day, we got the job done. He's here with his lovely wife who's come out to support him today, and also his parents. Thank you all for joining us, and you should be very proud of your son. Now, once you go inside, the houses were decorated by Joan Goodwin, who's with Veranda Interior Design and Custom Interiors. Is there anyone here representing Veranda today? Okay. We also have our real estate agents, Tracy and Phyllis Conrad, who are with Keller Williams. If you've come down McDuffie, you can see that their signs are already on the other houses. They're on the mark, and we're in the business to sell houses. And so we trust that that's what's going to happen. And they will be available on tomorrow as well, in addition to loan officers from the Community Development Department who can do on-the-site pre-qualifications for individuals. Dantzler, Michael Dantzler with Dantzler Photography has done the pictures for us today. Mr. Reed, our lawn care specialist, he goes beyond the call of duty when needed in terms of edging and doing all sorts of stuff, even on properties that we don't even own. So we do appreciate him. And Flowers and Gifts by Linda Harmon, she helps us with all of our flower needs. But last but not least, I'd like all of the CHDC staff as well as the TNDC staff to either raise your hands if you're sitting or standing so that you could be recognized. I really appreciate all of you and everything that you've done to help pull all of this together. You know, we don't have easy jobs. You know, a lot of times we have to take criticism and things of that nature, you know, from individuals who may think one thing or another, and we are open to listening to that. But at the end of the day, what we're here to do is provide quality, safe, affordable housing for individuals. That's in our mission, that's our vision, so that we can help improve neighborhoods, make them safe, make them a place where families want to live and raise their children. So I thank you all very much. We're going to end there, and so that we can prepare for the ribbon cutting. So Mayor Benjamin and all of the individuals that were on the program, we'd like you all to come up. As they're preparing to come up so that we can perform the ribbon cutting, I would like to say that during the tour, both houses will be open. We'd like you to enter through the front door and exit through the side doors. That way we can keep the flow going in terms of people coming in and exiting the house. I thank you all so much for coming out today. What do you need? Oh, we have them? Okay. Thank you all for coming out today, and we look forward to you viewing the houses and us having some conversations afterwards. Okay, thank you.